Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Masters of the Universe Origins figure, Night Stalker by Mattel. Now, I always liked Night Stalker more than I liked Strider. I think he was a cooler looking horse. I like that black on gold on purple. So, I always liked this one better, so I'm really excited to see what the Origin lines did with him. So, first off, I want to mention my membership program. For $2 a month, you get a whole bunch of extra stuff that everybody else doesn't get to see, such as blooper reels, behind the scenes, and much more to come. So with all that being said, roll that intro. So here he is in packaging. I'm loving the packaging for him. So first off, you have Masters of the Universe, Night Stalker, the Evil Armed Battle Steed, Retro Play, new for 24, your age restriction, and you have Skeletor coming after Battle Armor He-Man on Night Stalker. And I like that. That looks really cool. You got all this smoke and mist around him. You have Mecha Neck here. You have Snake Mountain in the background. Come around this way. All right. You got Masters of the Universe, Night Stalker. And then you have Zor flying here. So this must be a continuation of this picture here. Come around here. All right. You have Skeletor in front of Snake Mountain. They're really promoting Snake Mountain on this packaging. So this looks really cool. I like that. You got little demon things flying around them. The Mattel logo. Come around here. Not a whole lot going on this side. And you come around to the top here. Got Skeletor in front of the entrance of Snake Mountain. That's that little cave right underneath the gate and Snake. You got Screech over here in the corner. Masters of the Universe. Night Stalker. All right. And then underneath you got the Masters of the Universe logo. Plus you also have the directions on how to put his stand together and your legal. So with all that being said, let's open him up and see what he's about. So here he is out of packaging. He's an overall cool looking figure. We're going to look at him from the side here. So now the first thing we're going to do is go through his points of articulation. So the neck does move. All right, you get a joint here at the head, right where it meets the neck. So you can also get a little bit of a swivel to that. All right. Same with the neck. The legs, you get 3 joints in each set of legs. So you get that joint, you get a knee joint, and an ankle joint. All right. Same with the back legs here. You get a clicking joint there, and then you also get your ankle joint. So all his joints move pretty well on him. I don't have any issues, except for lining them back up apparently. All right, you look at the back here. This rear turret does move. All right. And of course the tail moves. So everything moves pretty well on this guy. So now let's take a really good look at him. So let's look at him from the front first. You got all these decals and stuff that look really nice. I do like that. It wraps all the way around. I love this gold and black look to him overall. I think it looks really nice, like all the detailing here in the neck and even in the head. Come around here. You can also see like pistons and stuff in the legs that look really neat. I like that. Same with like the rear cannon, tail. All right, he does have vents back here for reasons, I guess. All right. And then you come back around to this side. Now I'm going to try to make it so you can see inside here. So you can see all the little computer screens and what have you inside there. So overall, he looks really cool. I like the overall look to him. All right, so let's now look at all his accessories. So first off, he comes with 2 helmets. So you get the standard helmet. All right. You get the more armored looking helmet. Kind of like that one better, actually. I like how they give it like this single unicorn style horn on it. It looks pretty neat. All right. He comes with 2 side blasters. So here's one. All right. And here's 2. All right. He comes with a bridle here. All right. He comes with a couple blast effects for the cannons. You get this one here. This one. And this one. All right. Put them aside for a minute. He also comes with a stand setup. So I like how this looks. This looks pretty cool. It does come with a couple pieces to assemble. So first off, you got this piece here, which will allow you to put him on there. And then you got this here. This just goes up into the front. So obviously this is designed to look like, here, I'm going to put it over here to do this. Obviously this is set up to look like it's part of Snake Mountain. All right, so let's get him. Put him on here. All right. Let's put these back legs like this. There it goes. All right, so if you want them kind of like in this position, you know, over it, you can. That's what it's really designed for. Let's move them back a little bit so you get a good look at the head. You know, if you want, and I might do this, you could remove this, and then you could have them in a standard, standing pose. If you don't want them like up in the air like this, you know, that's completely up to you. Matter of fact, I am going to pull this off of here real quick. The legs up. Yeah, see, that pops off pretty easily. And then when you take that off, you should be able to get them into somewhat of a stand. You would hope, anyway. Nah, the way that's designed, that's 100% designed to be like that. You can't get them in like a standard standing pose, which kind of sucks because, you know, it would be neat just to have them stand on there, but it looks like that's all that's going to do. All right. So, but we could still use this for this, look at them. So first off, actually, let's take them off of here. Maybe. Man. That's in there. Never mind. I'll just put that up there like that. So that stand piece is very hard to get out from under there, which is a bit of a disappointment. You know, because if you want to stand them like this, I mean, I'm sure it'll eventually come out. I just didn't feel like fighting with it. All right. So now let's start hooking the cannons in. These just slide into these ports here. All right. So you got that one. And you got that one. Tilt the head over a little bit. All right. So now you have the 2 side cannons on there. You get the bigger helmet. That pops on really nice. Just like that. All right. Pull that off of there. Then you get the smaller helmet. Just a standard. That works very well on them. Now you got your bridle here. This should just hook right into his mouth. So the mouth opens up. And boom, the bridle's in there. I'm using Jitsu for him because it always seemed like he was unofficially Jitsu's, you know, stallion. Just like Strider was unofficially Fisto's. Let's get that on there. Just loop this one over like this. So as you can see, he fits in there pretty well. All right. What have you. Now for the cannon blast effects, they just slide onto the tips. Like this. Oops. Just loop that around. All right, like that. Same with the rear cannon. Now I wasn't a big fan of these with Strider just because of the factor they loop over it, so they cover basically the whole cannon. So they don't look like they're being fired out of it. They just look like they're attached to it. The same with the rear one. So like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of these blast effects, but they do work as they're supposed to. All right, so let's get into my final thoughts of this. So first off, all the joints and everything move very well on him. I don't have any issues with that. All the accessories and pieces fit pretty well on him. Didn't have any issues getting all the parts and everything onto him. Same with his stand. He went onto the stand pretty easily. And I do like the overall look to him. I think he's a great looking figure. I do like how they color coded him, how they did the details and everything on him. So, would I recommend this figure? Yes, I do. Though it does have some flaws. Some of the flaws, my personal thing is the blast effects. I don't like how they completely slip over the cannons. It feels more like it's just like an accessory. It doesn't feel like it's shooting out of it. It just feels like it's just something that you put on it. And I don't like the factor that he can't stand on this stand without, this piece here. Once this goes on, it's really hard to get off. And you might run the risk of breaking one of the little tabs on there. So that is kind of a bummer to me. I'm not a big fan of that. But overall, I do think he's a great looking figure. I think he would look awesome with the rest of your Masters of the Universe Origin figures and accessories. So with that being said, first off, I want to mention my membership program for $2 a month. You get blooper reels, you get behind the scenes, and you're going to get a whole lot of cool stuff when you sign up for that membership. And more is definitely coming for it. Also, check out my Masters of the Universe playlist and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So, into the next one, late.